John, you ready? Dylan, are we ready? Let's stand for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Seated.
I'm still Dawn.
Julie, may we have a roll call, please?
Sure.
Dawn Bouquet,
Here.
Brian Carso,
Here.
Jessica Decker,
Here.
Jack Fisher,
Here.
Corey Homer, Pam Lutfi, Jack O'Leary,
Jack O'Leary just texted me that he's in traffic. He'll be a few minutes late jumping on.
Alicia Sheehan, Rosemary Walsh.
Here.
Dr. Bell, would you like to read the mission statement tonight?
Delaware Valley School District, in partnership with our community, stands committed to maximizing student potential, fostering lifelong learning, and promoting responsible citizenship.
Thank you, John. I would like to announce that we had an executive session on May 6th to discuss a student issue. And those for you who are watching on YouTube, if you have any questions, please direct them to schoolboard@dvsd.org, and Jessica will be monitoring that email for any questions we might have, and we'll answer any questions later in the evening. I have a motion to adopt the agenda.
Motion.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. May I have a motion to approve the minutes from the regular board meeting held on April 15th, 2021?
Motion.
Any discussion on the minutes? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I just want the buddy to let you know Jack's on now, just so you know. Jack
is with us tonight. Okay, so we're going to go to student representatives. And Jack, if you can hear me, you're up.
But Jack's over here.
Oh, I'm sorry. There you go. Hi, Jack. I thought you said he was on YouTube. Okay. All right, I'm having a hard time hearing, my bad. Okay, Jack.
All right, so first we have the FCCLA. The FCCLA recently had its state conference, and 3 students qualified for the national competition, and 3 students earned first place at the state level. Next, we have AP tests. May 3rd began the AP tests, and over 400 students will be taking one or more. The peanut butter and jelly drive. Also, our combo, 11 students held a school-wide peanut butter and jelly drive, and in total, they sent 255 jars to the local food pantries. For spring sports, they're continuing, and many are going into their playoff seasons now. The Quiz Bowl team of Michaela Courtwright, Adam Cantorman, Lucas Helms, and JD Flick are in first place in the WVIA Scholastic Scrimmage, besting 35 other Pennsylvania schools. For Scholastic Superstars, DVHS had just been notified of 3 Scholastic Superstars: Kaylee Cutter, Laura Marquez, and Abigail Vogel.
Jack, can I just, you're muted.
Oh my gosh, I'm so
You got to start all over. No, I'm kidding.
For National Art and Writing Award, furthermore, a senior earned a gold medal for her short film at the National Scholastic Art and Writing Awards. Women in STEM competition. Yesterday afternoon, 2 teams from Delaware Valley High School competition in the virtual Women in STEM competition hosted by Bedford High School, Massachusetts. And one of our 4 teams won 4th place in this competition. Our Odyssey of the Mind teams recently competed in the PA State OM competition. The high school teams went well. The theatrical team placed 5th, the vehicle team placed 4th, and the technical team placed 2nd, and the structure team placed 1st. For Delaware news article, the Delaware newspaper staff competed in the Tom Bigler Journalism Conference on April 30th. Congratulations to Madison Kelly for winning Best in Sport Photography, Liz Kameen for Best in Opinions, and Victoria Hoffman for Best in Layout Designs and Young Journalist of the Year. Congratulations. The AP Research presentations. Starting April 27th, our AP Research students began to present their formal presentations, which will be counted as a part of their AP scores. Some of our upcoming events is at the end of May, and there is going to be a school-wide Jeopardy contest for our school, the Senior Hershey Park trip, the ASVAB test, and the NOCTI test. And for FBLA, the DV FBLA chapter was successful at the State Leadership Conference, and one member was elected to the state officer position of Vice President at Large for the 2021 and 2022 term. Also, the DV FBLA chapter earned goal set status and was recognized for over 800 community service hours. 5 students who competed at the State Leadership Conference are national qualifiers.
Thank you,
all I have
Jack.
for you guys tonight.
Appreciate that update. Jack, so update us on your plans for the future.
So I plan on going to Albany College of Pharmaceutical and Health Sciences so I could get my PhD in pharmacy. I'm finishing up my tennis season this weekend, and I'm ready for graduation.
Yes, sure. I think we're approving that tonight, John? Yeah.
What did you say?
We're approving you all tonight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's right. Thank you, Professor. Yeah. Okay, administrative reports and attendance reports. Any comments on those? Any comments on the financial reports? Okay, Dr. Bell, we have a superintendent's report.
Okay, thank you. First thing, 23 days left, but who's counting, right?
Yeah.
23 to go. Don Mattingly. The second thing I wanted to update you on our cases. I talked about this a little bit last week, but it bears repeating at a voting meeting. The last several weeks, the number of cases per week have gone down accordingly from 30 cases in a week to 24 to 11 to 10, 11 again. And this week we are sitting at 1 case for the whole week. So we continue to see things moving in the right direction. In terms of, we still have to follow the number of cases and the threshold and all that through May 31st. Just to give everybody an update, last week, the primary school, we were worried, but 2 of their 3 cases have come off. So right now, Dingman's primary and Dingman's elementary are down to only 1 case on the 14-day count, and both of them come off on Monday. DVES, Delaware Valley Elementary School, has 1 case and it comes off tomorrow. All the other schools are at 0 right now because they've all expired over the 14-day period. So we haven't been in that position since they created this crazy system of tracking the number of cases every 14 days. So that's a wonderful thing. I had mentioned last week, Wayne Memorial Hospital is doing vaccination clinics for students at all the area schools. For DV, it'll be here at the high school on May 25th and June 15th for first and second shots of Pfizer. CDC did approve, as we expected, moving it down from age 16 and up to ages 12 and up. I think they approved that on Monday or Tuesday. Letters were mailed home to everyone, middle school and high school, whether they're in-person students, Zoom, DV cyber, outside cyber, homeschool, and also the parents of any kid that wants to partake. The parents are welcome to do it as well. So far, you know, the way the mail is, some people are probably still getting their letters. But so far, we've had 132 students register and 5 of their parents. So, and that number will continue to climb between now and the 25th. And Jack had mentioned about AP test. AP testing has been going on for 2 weeks and is finishing up. And then the next 2 weeks, starting on Monday, we turn to high school Keystone exams in the grades 3 through 8 PSSA exams. So they'll happen over the next 2 weeks leading up to Memorial Day. And there's a lot of talk in our country that religion is waning in our country, but not in Delaware Valley, because there are many, many, many people not taking the PSSAs because of religious beliefs. So religion is strong in Pike County this year. So in terms of notifications from PDE, we got an update from PDE today that they're effective on Monday, May 17th. They're increasing the indoor occupancy from 25% to 50% and outdoor occupancy from 50% to 75%. On May 31st, of course, all gathering limits are lifted as of May 31st. the state had said that the only thing that would be left after May 31st would be wearing of mask until we reach 70% of eligible people vaccinated. And then they were going to kind of wash their hands of a lot of rules and just have you follow the CDC. Of course, there were certain rules. There are rules for schools. That's the general public, not us. You know, they have a bunch of rules for us that we'll need to follow. But then about 15 minutes after PDE sent their blast out to the entire state, that's when the CDC announced that fully vaccinated people won't have to wear masks indoors or outdoors, except for very particular situations, such as doctors' offices, hospitals, prisons, and other large congregate settings. So now, traditionally what happens is CDC announces something and the states tend to follow along rather quickly. Usually PA is about a day or two behind. So we'll see how PA, Department of Health, handles this, because this goes counterintuitive to their mask until 70%. So that puts them in a quandary. So we'll see what they do.
Right before the meeting, the acting secretary of Pennsylvania Department of Health said that they were going to follow suit.
Wow.
So yeah, it was in the book on a record right
That's
before I left the
tremendous.
house.
Yeah, normally
So
it's a couple
I'm
days.
not sure how it will affect schools, as
Yeah.
you said, but they did say that they are going to follow their recommendations. So
That's great.
that was very quick for them to follow suit.
Yeah, that's something. That's good.
How will that affect graduation? Will that change anything with graduation?
Since all this news came down the pike today, we've got a little work to do. Rosemary had asked about graduation, and in fact, tomorrow we're doing some work too, just to go out and see if you get X number of tickets, what kind of spacing does that put between families? If you get 2 tickets, if you get 4 tickets, if you get 5 tickets, and what can you handle? I was at a college graduation last week where everybody got 2 tickets, and we were really spaced out in the stadium. And there was markings where 2 people could sit 6 feet of distance, 2 more, 6 feet, 2 more. It was all mapped out. But you don't get a lot of people in a big set of bleachers when you do that, because probably, I think the 2 rows behind us were completely empty. So if we were in row 1, you didn't start putting people every 6 feet again until you got to row 4. So it's amazing how quickly it gobbles up space. So we're going to go do some work tomorrow and see how many tickets could we give out and still have families have a little space between them and the next family. So that, because there's no way we can do 7 tickets like we normally do, because you know what that's like. The stands are packed. They're like sardines up against the fence, and there's just no way that we can, in good conscience, do that. So we have some homework to figure out how many tickets will work, but I would think it's safe to say that it's no longer 2, and it's probably going to be at least 4. If we can get another ticket, we'll see. But families can start thinking, instead of, oh my God, who are the 2 people? Now they can start thinking, at least, okay, who are my top 4 in my list, and start working from there. So, and that's all I have for you.
Any questions for Dr. Bell from the board? Let's take a moment. Anybody in the audience or on YouTube who would like to ask a question now? It's a good time. Anything there, Jess? Okay, then we will move on. May I have a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
Second.
Second. Any discussion on the treasurer's report? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We have accepted the treasurer report. Bills for payment. May I have a motion to accept the bills for payment, which includes the cafeteria fund, the general fund, the 2021B capital projects fund, and the capital reserve fund? Motion.
Second.
Questions on the bills? Bill, I did have a question on the 2021B capital projects fund. There were 2 checks. Could you tell us what those items were for?
The first one was, if you recall, there were some renovations that need to be done to the pool at the diving board area.
Mhm.
And the second one is the scheduled replacement of the AEDs. There's certain ones that have a lifespan on them, so that's what those 2 bills were for, that were on that list that was approved by the board in November, I think.
Thank you. All those in favor of paying the bills, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The bills are paid. May I have a motion to approve the personnel items, including resignations, appointments, requests for child rearing leave, requests for extension of bereavement, change of status, change of salary, and uncompensated leaves with the retirement accepted with regret.
So moved.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. At this point, we need to go to executive session. May I have a motion to go to executive session? All those in favor? Aye. I can't hear you, sir.
Four, what are we going?
Oh, for a student issue. There you go. I'll get it. All those in favor say aye. I was muted, so I got the notice from Dylan to unmute when I speak. Thank you, Dylan. All those in favor say aye. Did I say that already? Okay. Motion carries. Okay. May I have a motion for the approval of the 2021 graduation class pending completion of graduation requirements?
So moved.
Discussion? How many, John? How many graduates? 370. Wonderful. Yes, okay. Any discussion further than that? All those in favor say aye. Motion carries. We have a graduating class. Yay. May I have a motion for the approval of the contracts of affiliation, including Delaware Valley High School and CDD, Delaware Valley High School and Green Trees Early Learning Center, Delaware Valley High School and Mountain View, Delaware Valley High School and Sunshine Station? Motion, please.
Motion.
Lots of motions. Any
Second.
seconds? Any discussion?
Jack, I will be abstaining.
Okay,
I will as well. I just want to, I'll give my annual spiel.
okay.
There is no there's no money that is passed back and forth for this contract of affiliation. It is merely for our career and technical education students to come out and do their coursework and observe in the classrooms, and it is purely educational. But that being said, I will still abstain.
For the rest of us, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. I forgot to ask, is Jack, are you with us?
Yep.
Oh, okay, I don't see you. There you go. Thank you, Jack.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
May I have a motion of the recommendation of bid awards as follows: general supplies, industrial arts supplies, custodian equipment supplies, art supplies, physical education supplies, athletic and medical supplies, nurses supplies, instruments, equipment and supplies, family consumer science equipment and supplies, and according to the dollar amounts that you see listed there. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
May I have a motion for the approval of the proposed final adoption of the 2021-2022 Delaware Valley School District General Fund budget, reflecting a 0% tax increase at a millage rate of 113.85 mils, with a balanced budget with revenues of $88,043,490 and potential use of the unassigned fund balance of $859,505 and expenditures of $88,902,995. That was a mouthful. May I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Any other discussion on this item that we started back in February this year? John, congratulations. We got it all in. Your staff did a great job. Any comments?
Thank you to Bill and his team.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Jack, I just have a couple comments
Sure.
about during the week, if you recall, I sent out that we did have to make an adjustment to the pre-K grant. All it was moving from a different function to another function, which we have to submit to the Department of Education. So I wanted it accurate going in. And then later today, I sent out, and it's a handout there of a PowerPoint summary of the budget that will go on the website after this is approved tonight. But I wanted the board to make sure they have it. It has a lot of the same information that you would typically see, like some data that we keep historically. I tempered it a little bit because we're in strange times with the federal monies and some of the numbers are different. But if anybody ever has any questions about anything you see in this PowerPoint, I mean, you could check with me, but it's pretty much the standard items. I did add a page for the cost of cyber education and the various ones. I thought it was important that the public see the various different costs for the cyber schools. So I did add that page this year. And then finally on the back of it was an attachment to the back page tonight. If you, there was a sheet that looks like this. This is a worksheet. It's a draft. Jack had asked me to take a shot at what the 2021 this year looks like. It's really unofficial and it's early as far as the financial world goes, but I took a shot at it and I indicated those that are pretty much, there's not many that are a solid number right now, but I took a guesstimate. I mean, I always talk about delinquent taxes. I mean, we get it quarterly, don't get it till July. I just took a gut feeling at that. So those numbers can fly all over the place. But what I wanted the board to mainly see is when we started the year, we were expecting, if in a perfect world, there would have been an $834,000 use of fund balance, but because of various things, our collection rate for taxes was good, transfer taxes has been good, the way we're handling federal money, it's a path whereby I could see that there could be a surplus instead of having to use that money. So Jack had asked me to do that. If you have any questions on that at any point, you can ask me. And of course, it reflects the increased cyber school costs that were in. And the one of the biggest things, as I mentioned last week, is the grants that we plan on using the money for are still to be approved because, I mean, PDE hasn't really even come out with the guidelines yet, but all the things we heard you can use it for that we talked about is there, but I just want to hedge my discussion on that. So I wanted to do that as part of the budget discussion because, you know, with the fund balance that we're planning on using in this budget, I don't believe we're going to need to use last year's. So that's, any questions on that?
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you for all your hard work, Bill and John and Jack, for keeping it all organized. Thank you.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We have a budget. May I have a motion for the approval of Dawn Bouquet and Pam Lutfi as voting delegates for the PSBA 2022 Delegate Assembly and Rosemary Walsh as an alternate voting delegate? Any discussion? Thank you, ladies, for your involvement there. We appreciate that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. May I have a motion for the approval of the letter of support to the Honorable Matt Cartwright for the Westfall Municipal Authority / Eastern Pike County Regional Sewage System Improvements - Environmental Protection Agency - State and Tribal Assistance Grants, known as STAG. Any discussion?
This was sent to us?
I'm sorry?
The letter was sent to us?
John, what's the status of the letter right now?
You have a copy of it there? Sorry. And just for the people that are wondering what this is, if you weren't watching last week, this is a letter to Congressman Cartwright in hopes that we can get on his wish list of projects for the upcoming infrastructure / other issue bill that they're trying to push through the Congress. So, seems like every congressman and senator has a wish list, and we're trying to get on that wish list by writing these letters, and all the local municipalities are writing similar letters, so in hopes that he'll include it on his top priority list of projects. Again, this would be to extend the sewer line that starts down by Best Western and it stops at McDonald's and Walmart. So this would be to extend that central pipe that would run parallel to the 3-lane for as far as how much money we would get. You know, they would extend it as far as they could, but it's well over $100,000 just to take it from Walmart to the entrance to the convalescent home next door. And we'd like to hook up, and we would hook up right near the convalescent driveway because our sewer plant is in the back of the campus. So we'd run a pipe straight out to 209 and meet it out there. So, and so it's a couple $100,000. So it's important that if we can try to get grant money from somewhere.
I think it's our goal to get out of the sewage business, John. So let's hope that does take place. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? I'm going to sign this, Julie, and you can send it certified mail to the Honorable Mr. Cartwright, who I happen to know personally for many years. May I have a motion for the approval to amend the 2020-2021 school calendar to change Tuesday, June 15th, 2021 to a half day for students and Wednesday, June 16th to a half day for students and 10-month staff. Motion, please.
So moved.
Any discussion? We've talked about this in the past. Any other comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. May I have a motion for the expulsion of student 2020-2021 10009055 for 90 school days with the right to reapply after 45 days if all stipulations are met. Motion, please. There's no discussion on this item. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. May I have a motion for the expulsion of student 2020-2021 1001123 for 180 school days with the right to reapply after 90 school days if all stipulations are met. Motion, please. There's no discussion on this. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, so we're at the point in the meeting. We are under other business. Does the board have any other business? Okay,
Mute first, okay. I put some papers in front of you, and I can forward you the direct links because some of them are pretty long that were printed out. But the top one is regarding some trainings that have started, but they're individual, so you don't have to see them all. And it's for school board members, not trainings, but leadership workshops, and they're doing them on a weekly and a monthly basis. So that's something relatively new that you may want to look into. PDE has launched a program to help schools address learning loss during the pandemic, and they're in their second phase of that now. I give you also a link to that. It's called Accelerated Learning Through an Integrated System of Support, which the administration, I'm sure, is well aware of. But there's a link there if you'd like to look. It's really interesting, actually. The next one was about for the state budget. And again, that's just links. I can send them to you, but in supporting the state budget and school funding. Then that right to know law that I reported on last month, that has gone through the State Senate Government Committee. So it's come through the committee, and there's now two bills that have been presented. One is Senate Bill 312, and that's for the fees for commercial requests. So if a commercial entity is looking for information, there will be different fees than just a standard resident. And then the other one is for vexatious requests. So those that are with malicious intent, that are somebody just digging, you know, we've had those in the past that just eat up a lot of time and resources for the administration. This would allow a process for the district to dispute those. So that's something that's well worth following and supporting, I think. And then the last one, I printed it all out if anybody's really interested. I briefed through and it's very interesting. This was PSBA testifies on school reform issues. And it was people from different districts gave testimony to the Senate Education Committee. And it was basically describing what issues the school districts had in their area going through COVID. And financially and all different aspects. So it's very interesting. I'm not exactly sure where it's going to go with the testimony, but that's what PSBA wanted me to tell you all as your liaison. So.
Thank you, Dawn. Any other business from the board? Anybody in the public or online, Jess?
No emails.
No emails? Yeah.
If I could, I meant to say this earlier, but the middle school drama team did a great job.
Oh, yeah.
Holding bye-bye birdie,
Mhm.
outdoors, and it was brilliant the way they were able to stage it, and I just wanted to congratulate them.
Good idea.
Under trying circumstances, there's a lot of talent
Mhm.
in that round.
Thank you, Brian. Yeah, it was in the newspapers that it was an excellent night. 2 nights, I believe. Anybody else? Announcements, June 7th, 2021, the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Subcommittee will meet by Zoom at 6 p.m. June 10th, 2021, there will be a work session, 6 p.m., right here in the high school auditorium. June 17th will be the regular board meeting, 6 p.m., Delaware Valley High School, right where we are now. The public is welcome to attend the meetings in person or to watch the meetings on YouTube via our website, dvsd.org. Questions/comments may be directed to schoolboard@dvsd.org. Due to the coronavirus disease, COVID-19, and inclement weather, these meetings may be subject to change. Please check the district's website, dvsd.org, for any updates. We have a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned.